Happy Saturday or greetings whenever you're joining us. My name is Caitlin. This is Comeback Yoga's Level 2 Saturday morning class, and this month we are focusing on the breath. So, this practice will use the breath to help us move. So, we'll move with our inhales and exhales, and we will also use the breath in more still or more stable poses to help us ground. And if none of that sounds fun to you, don't worry. Let the breath focus go and just practice using your own breath. Remember, if you need to take a little bit more time or move a little faster, my pace isn't always your pace. So let this be your practice. Move in the way that feels good for you. And know that everything is optional. If ever I'm leading us in something that you don't want to do, skip that thing, or find something that feels good for you. Take a sip of water, take a beat, and know that we will move on. We're going to get started in a comfortable seat. So that might look like you having your legs in front of you, resting on the mat like me, or maybe you're resting on your shins and knees. You might rest on a block, or if you have a block handy, I would recommend grabbing it. Sometimes people like to rest on a block to kind of elevate the hips. If that feels good for you, go ahead and go there. You don't have to. If you don't have a block, skip it. We're going to just arrive in the space. Notice where you sit. Just kind of take a beat to let everything that was with you before you came here, let it settle. Know that what you need to pick up when you move on from your mat, that'll all be there for you. This is a time you set aside for yourself. So just arrive, claim the space, claim this time, and maybe let something go. And then we're going to get started moving with our breath, again at your pace. So it might help to power down the eyes or bring your gaze past your nose and just move with your breath. As we inhale, we're going to bring the hands out to the sides and lift them just as high as feels good. Maybe they come all the way up overhead, maybe not. Whenever you're ready to exhale, we're going to flip the palms so they're pressing out and then coming down, floating the palms down towards the mat for the length of your exhale. Palms flip when you're ready to inhale. Allow the arms to float up. And then when you're ready to exhale, let them all kind of rain down. You can wiggle the fingers. And if having your hands far away from your shoulders doesn't feel good, first thing in the morning, no worries. You can bring your palms to touch in front of your chest. Float the palms up towards the shoulders as you inhale and flip the palms, press them down as you exhale. So now allow the shoulders to be light here. And as you move and breathe, just notice any sensations you might feel, any tingling in the arms, the fingers. It's okay if you don't notice any sensations, that's fine. Just be attentive to your body as we bring some movement in with our breath. We call these our sun breaths. Just notice what you notice. For 5 more breaths at your pace. For 3. And then when you're ready to find stillness, we will bring some movement into the shoulders. So maybe it looks like shoulder rolls, drawing the shoulders up towards the ears and back down towards the spine, and then rolling them forward and then up towards the ears again. Or you can go in the opposite direction, reverse everything I just said. Maybe you're shrugging the shoulders and then allowing them to drop really, really, really far away from your ears. Or maybe you roll one shoulder and then the other. I kind of find that when I do this, it irons out a little more of the muscles of my shoulders. I find little new spots to even out. Find what feels good for you in the shoulders. Maybe you bring the neck in and find some stillness in the shoulders. Start to find some different movement with the neck and the shoulders than what we were just doing with our sun breaths. So that if our sun breaths got a little tiring or warmed up some muscles, and we can kind of reset everything, let it all get warm and catch up. Beautiful. And then we'll find some spinal flexion. So you might find your cat-cows in a comfortable seat, staying where you are, drawing the belly button forward towards the front of the mat, and then drawing the shoulders back and pointing the tailbone towards the back of the mat. The chin might lift up towards the sky, and then we would round the spine, making like a C curve with our body here. Or you can take this on your hands and knees in a tabletop pose with our cat-cows. Whatever feels good for you. Just start to move the spine. Maybe you find circles if you're in a seat, rotating the spine to one side and then the other. Maybe you drop the hips to one side or the other if you're in your tabletop. Just find some spinal movement here. Send some kind thoughts to the discs in between our vertebrae. Send some kind thoughts to our spine. He's our friend today. Let's set it up and then we'll move on as if it were already so. Okay, from here, we're going to move right into our downward facing dog. So if you're on your seat, we're going to bring our hands in front of us and the knees behind. Come into a tabletop position. If you're already in your tabletop, you might step the hands forward a little bit and then tuck the toes, lift the hips, point the tailbone for the sky, and draw the chest towards the thighs. From here, you might find some gentle movement, dropping one knee and then the other, dropping the opposite heel down to the mat. You might shimmy the shoulders or the hips, whatever feels good. You might come into a plank, sliding the shoulders forward and then pressing them back. And then when you're ready, we'll find stillness. So take a few breaths here in your downward facing dog. Just notice what you feel. From here, we'll lift the right leg. Maybe you stay here in a three-legged dog, or maybe you bend the right knee and stack the right knee up towards the ceiling, lifting the knee high, stacking the right hip over the left. You might make some circles with your knee or your foot, whatever feels good, wherever you are. And then we will unwind our three-legged dog, come back to down dog, and then lift the left leg. Take the same variation on this side as you did on the other. So maybe you point your chest out towards the left side now, and bend the knee, or just stay in your three-legged dog, whatever feels good for you. If you took circles on one side, give them a try on the side, and then we will even out, and we're going to step forward or meet in a standing pose on our mat. So maybe that looks like you're coming through tabletop. Maybe you're stepping forward. And here, we're going to roll all the way up to meet everyone in our standing pose at the top of our mat. Beautiful. So today, because we're focusing on the breath, we're going to bring in some sun salutations. So just remember to move in a way that feels good for you. If you hesitate to fold forward from a standing position, I recommend rooting the heels down in our forward folds and allowing the chin to tuck, bracing the core to just find a bit of a fold forward in the spine and then lift from there. Totally up to you. You can do anything in between. We're going to move with our breath by inhaling, lifting the hands just as high as feels good. Maybe they reach the ceiling, maybe they come to a T. When you're ready to exhale, we'll fold all the way forward. So maybe that looks like you're just dipping your chin to your chest, or maybe you're bringing your hands all the way down, allowing the belly to be heavy, allowing the head to hang heavy. On your next inhale, we'll find a halfway lift. So if we took a full fold, we're going to press our palms into our legs, either our shins or our thighs, and make a number 7 with our abdomen and our legs, like this. Long spine here, thinking about a flat back. And if we're staying standing, lift high and reach to the crown of the head. Beautiful. On your next exhale, we're going to fold forward, find your forward fold. And then on your next inhale, when you're ready, use all of your strength, come all the way up. Hands lift as high as feels good for you. Exhale, fold. We'll move with our breath. Inhale is a halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Let the head be heavy. On your inhale, come all the way up, using your strength, pressing the mat away with your feet. When you're ready to exhale, find your fold, whatever level. When you're ready to inhale, it's a halfway lift. Think long spine. Exhale, find your fold. Inhale all the way up. Moving with your breath. If you need to move faster or slower, go ahead. We're going to exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up. So moving here with your breath 2 more times through your sun salutation. Exhales, fold. Inhales, lift. And one more time, all the way through. You got this. Beautiful. From here, whenever you're ready, we'll meet in a standing pose at the top of our mat. We're going to find our chair pose. So bring the feet close together as feels good. So they don't need to touch, but just so you have a comfortable standing position. Your thighs are drawing towards one another. Again, they don't have to touch, but they're drawing towards one another. The knees are aligned and the calves are drawing towards one another. So we have this kind of a zip up sensation all the way from the crown of the head down to the mat. Beautiful. From here, let's bring our weight into the heels, so much so that maybe the toes can wiggle. And then we're going to draw the navel into spine or brace the core muscles. And then we'll bend the knees. So as you bend the knees, think about tucking the hip forward or pointing the sits bones for the mat as much as possible. Pointing the tailbone down. Beautiful. So you decide how deep you bend your knees, and then we'll inhale, bring the biceps towards the ears. This is our chair pose. So strong. Okay, so we're going to inhale here one more time. Exhale, find a baby back bend. So we're going to straighten the legs, shine the chest up towards the ceiling. Maybe you find your arms are like goalposts, and you still want to keep a brace in the core. So we're still lighting up through the front body to support the back body as we just bend gently backwards. Beautiful. Then we'll inhale. On your next inhale, sink down into your chair pose. You decide how deep you bend your knees. On your next exhale, let's straighten the legs, and now we're going to swing the hands back. Beautiful. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale, baby back bend. Open up. Keep the alignment in the front body. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, stand up. Press the hands back. Chair. Baby back bend. Chair. Press everything away, lifting high. Beautiful. Chair pose. Inhale, sink down. Exhale, press it out, open the chest. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, send the air out, press away. Inhale, chair. Exhale, baby back bend. Inhale, sink down. And exhale, send it back. Beautiful. 2 more times. Chair pose. Baby back bend, opening up. Chair pose. Inhale. Exhale to send it out. Inhale, chair. Exhale. Inhale, chair. And exhale. Beautiful. Find your mountain pose from here. So maybe without looking down, you bring your inner gaze or bring all your awareness to the base of the feet. Really press the toes into the mat, press the heels into the mat, and then energetically draw the calves away from one another, like you're going to rip the mat in half from the center. That might wrap the muscles of the legs around the frame. You might find your kneecaps lifting. Then we're going to brace the core just like we did in our chair pose. So strong. We're going to send the shoulders away from the ears. Fingers are reaching away from the shoulders. So even though we are still, we are really rooted, and we're bringing a lot of intention into our muscles. So we're inhaling to find that intention, find your mountain pose. Exhaling to allow it to settle. Maybe you let something go. Allow the shoulders to be heavy. Inhaling, find your mountain. Exhaling to settle. Find some ease. Inhaling to recommit. And exhaling to settle for 2 more breaths. Beautiful, friends. We can let that engagement go. Allow everything to just kind of find some ease. Let the tension in the muscles go. And maybe for a moment you notice that release of tension. From here, I'm going to step the left leg back for warrior 2. So my right knee has a bend in it and my right toes are still pointing for the front of the mat, but now my left toes are pointing towards the left side of the mat and my left heel is down. My hip points are going to point out towards the long side of the mat, but I want my front knee, my right knee, to still press out to the right side of the mat. So it's not caving into center. Okay, you got it. Warrior 2, we're going to tee out the hands. Reach the fingertips away from one another as the shoulders draw in towards one another, and you might notice a little bit of a chest lift, just like we found in that little baby back bend. So roll the shoulders back and down. Okay, inhaling here for 2, and exhaling. Beautiful. From here, we'll find our reverse warrior. I'm going to flip my right hand high, left hand drops down as right hand lifts. Maybe the right hand sneaks all the way back, hips are still staying where they are in the center. Or maybe the right hand just stays floating high. Wherever you are, breathing into this right side body, you have this long line of energy. 2 more breaths here. So strong. From here, extended side angle. So my right hand's going to float until it's parallel with my right shoulder, and then it's going to slide forward towards the front of the mat. And my right hand is going to find, or my right arm is going to find my right thigh. So my hand might be on my thigh, my hand might be pressing against the inner thigh, or you might come down right elbow to right thigh. So find your level that feels good. Maybe you open the left hand to the hip. You might lift it high. Wherever the left hand is, it doesn't quite matter so much that the left shoulder is pressing back. So this chest is really open and in line with the hips. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here on our extended side angle. So strong. From here, we're going to send the hips back and straighten the front leg for our reverse triangle. Right hand flips high, left hand comes down. Find your reverse triangle, breathing here, still pressing the mat away with the feet and drawing the navel into spine or bracing the core as much as you possibly can. You are strong. You got this. Beautiful. From here, the hips are going to stay where they are in the back. And then just like we did with extended side angle, we're going to slide the right shoulder forward, right arm finds right leg for full triangle. So there's still a tiny, tiny, tiny bend in my front knee, but it's mostly straight. And I'm finding this long line of energy from the crown of the head all the way down the left side, really pressing into the small toe edge of my left foot. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Now we're going to take that with our breath. So inhale, warrior 2. Exhale to arrive and settle. Inhale, reverse warrior, legs stay the same, arms move. Exhale to arrive and settle. Inhale, extended side angle. Move with your inhale. And then arrive with your exhale. Reverse triangle. Straighten the front leg, hips come back. Right hand lifts. Full triangle. Right shoulder draws forward. Right arm finds right leg. Beautiful. Warrior two. Inhale to arrive. Exhale, reverse warrior. Inhale, extended side angle. Exhale, reverse triangle. Straighten the front leg. Inhale, full triangle. And exhale to settle. Beautiful. From here, we'll take it one more time. Warrior two. And then we'll add on reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Legs stay the same. Just the arms moving here. Now the legs move. Reverse triangle. Full triangle. Keep the legs where they are. Find your long line of energy in the spine. So strong. From here, let's find our half moon. So if you have a block, go ahead and grab it. If not, you might like to set up next to a wall like I always do. Just having something nearby for a balancing pose. So for half moon today, let's bring our hand to the block or to the mat in front of us. So the block's about 6 inches in front of my foot, or I'm just bringing my hand down. I'm going to step my left foot forward and bring as much weight as I possibly can into my right foot. Then from here, I'm going to think about stacking my left hip over my right hip and perhaps even lifting my left leg. So this might be your half moon, and that's great. Just building strength in the abdomen and the hips. This is so good for strengthening our hips, friends. Still thinking about a flat spine. So if we're hinging down, reach for a block or a chair or something nearby to allow you to keep a long spine as we think about lifting the left leg high. And my left foot is active. So my heel is pressing out. My toes are pointing towards the left side, if that feels good. If you're like, I just want to find my balance, Caitlin, no worries. Beautiful. So now in your half moon, you have your left leg kind of behind or stacked above your right. And you might think about doing the same in your shoulders. So the left shoulder is stacked above the right. You guys got it. Nice. Breathe through it. So strong. You can be here. You can be here. Find your half moon, and then we'll land back down, and we're going to find our horse pose. So this is where we're using our breath to ground us. We're going to bring our legs wide, heels are in, toes are out. You find a bend in your knees, and you decide how deep that bend is. It might be all the way down here. It might be just a nice big bend right here. That's no worries. Press the knees back so they're not, again, coming in and messing with our balance. Thinking about stacking the head over the heart, over the hips as much as possible. Maybe you like to keep your hands at your legs. Maybe you bring them to your chest, palms facing one another. Maybe you lift them high. Okay, I'm going to breathe here for 10 breaths. As you inhale, recommit. As you exhale, find some ease, let something go. You got this. Come in and out as you need. On an exhale, allow the shoulders to sink down for 5 breaths. So strong. For 3. For 2. When you're ready to move on, we'll straighten the legs, allow the arms to come down. Maybe you want to shake it out. If you brought your block to the side, let's just bring it to the other side. And we're going to take our flow on the other side. So I'm just going to point my left toes for the back of the mat now. And my right toes are going to point for the long edge of the mat. My right heel is down. One sec, sorry. Okay. From here, find your warrior two. When you're ready, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale to settle. Inhale, it's extended side angle. Slide the left shoulders forward. Left knee is still bent. Right shoulder presses back. On your next inhale, reverse triangle. Left leg straightens. Left hand lifts. On your next inhale, full triangle. Left hand binds left thigh. Beautiful. Warrior two. Inhale to arrive. Exhale to settle. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse triangle. Full triangle. One more time, just like that. Warrior two. Reverse warrior. Extended side angle. Reverse triangle. Full triangle. So strong, friends. From here, find your half moon. So we're going to bring our block, if we have one, about 6 inches in front of the foot. We're going to step the right foot forward up towards the left, and then allow all the weight to come into our left leg here, so much so that maybe the right leg floats. And maybe the left hand floats, or maybe it stays pressing on the mat or the block. Think about stacking the right hip over the left hip. You can move your block. Some people like the block actually right next to their ankle. It's your practice. It's your half moon. Make it yours. You got it, friends. We'll move here and breathe for 3 more breaths. And if you found stillness, inhale to commit. Exhale to find some ease. Let something go. Amazing. Okay, slowly allow the right leg to lower if it was lifted. Set the block away. And then we are going to take a wide-legged forward fold. If you don't want to fold forward again from standing, you can do it sitting on your mat, just like this. I'll show you. And then if you want to do it standing, you can do it too. So it'll just look like this if you want to do it on your mat. If you want to be standing, you want your heels in, toes out, or maybe play with the heels being just a little bit closer in and the toes being just a little bit closer out. So we have the outside edges of our feet to press into. There's a tiny bend in the knees, and then wherever you are, bring the chest towards the feet, and then maybe you allow the head to be heavy. So find a little bit of a curve in the spine, and if your hands don't reach all the way to the mat, your block can come help you press the mat away. Or you can bring the hands to the shoulders, as long as you have a little bend in the knees, to just add a little bit more weight to this counterbalance that we have. Just allowing your head to be really heavy, creating some space in the lumbar spine, the base of the spine. Catching your breath. And here, allowing the breath to create some space. Hopefully, in the best cases, when our muscles are ready to be stretched, breathing through a stretch might create a little bit more space to make the stretch deeper. And sometimes our muscles aren't quite ready to be stretched yet, and that's okay. In that case, you might notice some tension building. And that's when we might decide to find a more easeful stretch, easeful position of the pose. Breathe and adjust, coming deeper, or finding more ease, easing out of that depth, and really bringing support to your muscles. For 2 more breaths. Take any organic movement that might feel good here, like a twist, lifting one hand and then the other, or reaching for one ankle and then the other. And then when you're ready, if you're not already, we're going to come to a seat to the mat. So maybe you lift up, stacking the head over the heart, over the hips if you were standing, and then allow the knees to bend and the tailbone to find the mat. Okay, and then if you were already seated, just stay there. We're gonna meet you there. Okay, from here we'll find our head to knee pose. Head to knee. Okay, so actually I'm going to bring in my left leg. Sole of the left foot is coming to the right leg. The left knee is coming out. And then I'm going to point the right toes for the ceiling and shine the chest towards my toes before I fold forward. So I'm hinging from the hips here and keeping the spine as straight as feels good for you. Just allowing the chest to be heavy, the shoulders to draw towards the toes. And then for the next 4 breaths, if you like, you can allow the head to just fall and the spine to round, and find this counterbalance again of the weight of the head and the upper body, creating maybe a little bit more space in the lumbar spine. Notice any sensations you might feel tingling or stretching. Remember that if you don't feel those sensations, that is okay. Beautiful. And then when you're ready, we'll walk the hands back towards the center to just support as we lift the head over the heart, over the hips, and we'll switch it out. So the right sole is going to find or point towards the left leg. It doesn't have to touch. Right knee comes out. And then we're going to square up our shoulders with our left toes. Left toes are pointing for the ceiling. And keep a long spine, just like we did in our halfway lift. Keep that long spine as we hinge from the hips, just drawing the heart space a little bit closer to the toes. Be curious about any muscles that are tense, especially in the legs. Think about if they need to be tense. If you can consciously allow them to release, relax. And then for the next 4 breaths, if you like, allow the head to be heavy. Maybe deepen the stretch. The shoulders can come forward and the spine can round. For 2 more. Beautiful. Then from here, I'm going to slide my palms back, fingers facing towards my spine, and then bring my weight into the heels of the palms. So I'm kind of just bringing my shoulders back, but they're supported by my hands. And then I'm going to plant the soles of the feet on the mat in front of me and find some windshield wipers, just sliding the knees to one side and then the other. Maybe as you come up and find the next side, you inhale. As you come down, you exhale. Or you might inhale as the legs come to one side and then exhale as they fall to the other. Notice what feels better for you. You can always take your legs out wide and drop one knee and then the other. Up to you. See your practice, friends. So strong. From here, we're going to come to lie on our backs. So the legs extended forward. Find the mat with both shoulder blades. And then you might bend the left knee and then cross the right ankle over the left thigh. Maybe you press the right thigh away with the right hand to deepen the stretch in the hips, really keeping the mat with both shoulder blades as much as possible. So allowing the stretch to be in the lower body. If you want a deeper stretch, you might float your left knee up, allowing the left heel to lift and send these crossed legs towards your chest, not the chest coming up towards the legs. If that makes sense. Okay, so you can hold on to the lifted legs with your hands. Find a deeper stretch. And for a few breaths here, we'll call it 5, notice what you feel. You might notice, hopefully you notice a stretch in the hips. You might notice a weight or a settling in the lower back. And if you need to shimmy the shoulders to create a little bit more space with the spine, go for it. And then really allow the shoulders to be heavy. You might notice a stretch in the backs of the thighs. You got it. And then from here, we'll allow this shape to fall over towards the left side of the mat so that the right knee is stacking over the left side. And if keeping the legs crossed is too intense, you can always uncross the legs and just stack the right knee over the left knee. You want to keep the mat with both shoulder blades, and you might tee out your hands or goal post your arms. Then you might deepen the stretch by looking over the right shoulder. Once you've arrived in your supine twist, again, be curious about any muscles that are holding tension. It's always my calves. You might allow them to settle. Being aware of sensations as they come and go. Just welcoming them without any judgment. And if you notice any discomfort growing into pain, then of course we listen and adjust to find more ease. From here, we're going to brace the core and bring the right knee back, right hip back down to the mat. And then we'll switch out our figure 4, our reclined figure 4. So the sole of the right foot is resting on the mat, and the left ankle is crossed over the right thigh. Maybe you bring the left hand, press the left thigh away, and that feels good. Like a nice stretch in the hips. If you want to deepen the stretch, you can float the right heel up, sending the left leg a little closer to the chest, still keeping the mat with both shoulder blades. Be here for 8 breaths. So whichever level you've chosen, as you breathe, be curious about how the shape might change. For 3. Then when you feel ready, friends, or even on this side, we will let this shape fall over to the right side. I'm just going to shift you back. So our left hip is going to stack over the right. You might tee out the hands or goalpost the arms, and then you might look over the left shoulder. That feels good. And of course, if the shape in the legs is too constrictive, you can always just unwind the legs and stack the left knee over the right. Totally up to you. And it's okay if this side is different than the other. We use our sides differently, so just listen to what you need today. Finding some ease, even if that's just releasing the tongue from the roof of the mouth, or relaxing the muscles of the face. Finding just a few breaths here to settle. And then when you feel even, we're ready to move on. We'll brace the core, bring the left hip back down, and then bend the knees and bring them into the chest to just reset the spine, hug everything in, maybe even rock side to side to just gently massage the fascia of the back. And then when you're ready, we'll find our last pose. So you might prefer to take a last pose with the legs extended long, toes kind of pointing out, and feet fully released of tension. You might shimmy the shoulders together to create a shelf for the heart and just allow the hands to fall wherever feels good. You might want to be on one side or the other. You might want to take a comfortable seat here. And notice the breath as a flow of pure sensation. You might note its temperature, the body moving with the breath. For a few moments, count your inhales and exhales from 11 back towards 1. So inhale, 11, abdomen rising. Exhale, 11, abdomen falling. Inhale, 10, abdomen filling up. Exhale, 10, all the air releasing. And so on, just counting on your own. Now allow the counting to fall away, but stay with your breath. Thoughts may come. That's okay, you might notice your thoughts. And then invite your focus back to your breath for 10 more breaths. You can always stay here. If you're ready to move on, we'll start to deepen our breath. And maybe bring some movement into the fingers and toes, the ankles and wrists, the shoulders and hips. You might take a stretch that feels good. And when you're ready, slowly and with intention, if you're not already there, we'll find a comfortable seat. We'll close out our practice together. Take your time. Often in yoga, we close out our practice with our hands together in front of our chest. I like to rub my hands together to create a bit of heat, warmth, and I stack them over my heart. You're important already. You always were. Your presence is treasured. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you in this practice. Thank you for creating this time for yourself. Thank you for sharing your practice with me and everyone else online. practicing together. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Take care.